Of course it did not sit well with her, so being the ever-mature adult that she is, she cried and threw a tantrum. A effing tantrum. I am not a confrontational person and I easily get anxious when I feel tension arise. Thank God for grandparents from fiancé's father's side were really lovely people and OFC my beautiful grandma. They were the main reason why I was able to put up with all the bullshit she was doing. Belittling was one of her hobbies, so it did not come as a surprise when she berated me about my wedding dress, which was gorgeous by the way, and it was handmade by my mom's best friend who's like my second mother. It took a year and 3 months to finish the dress. In short, the dress was really special to me. I never ever raised my voice nor said anything negative about mother-in-law. But the straw that broke the camel's back was when she stole my wedding dress 2 months before the wedding and destroyed it because she didn't like design. I had a full-on anxiety attack when I found about what she'd done, and whilst my anxiety attack she never lifted a finger to help, but she was on her usual routine, calling my anxiety attack as a cry for attention and that I was just being overdramatic. It was too late to fix the dress, so I ended up buying a new wedding dress. By this time we were way over our budget for the wedding because of this monster. Wedding day comes, lo and behold my dashing fiancé was a no-show. No one knew where he was and no one could reach him. I was devastated, and a crying mess. And of course, mother-in-law thought it was a perfect opportunity to verbally attack and mock me. TBH, it still hurts me every time I remember this. Up to this day I honestly believe nothing will ever make me feel so pathetic. I showed up to work the following day, desperately trying to distract myself from all the fiasco. And 3 days after, I found out that he had been cheating on me for a year with a mutual friend. The worst part was we all worked at the same place. As I said, I am not a confrontational person, so I did my best to avoid them and avoid the drama, but that bitch started tormenting me by purposely showing off how sweet she was, how he treats her like a princess, topped with nauseating public display of affection, and was spreading rumors and talking poop about me just to get me riled up, but it didn't work. Beach, with the help of mother-in-law, started targeting my family. As I mentioned, my family is well respected in our community, and everyone knew what went down between us, so some of our close friends informed us about her malicious comments about our family. Of course, my ex-fiancé, being the ever-spineless Beach he is, did nothing and sided with his new Beach. I am really close with my grandma. She was the one who raised me when both my parents died. I love and respect the woman. She is an epitome of what a classy woman is. She has this aura that was really kind and comforting but can be very intimidating when the situation calls for it, which is why she is well respected and well loved in our community. She always had a smile on her face and treated everyone well. And if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would make it after all that had happened to me. So when they started badmouthing her, I was hellbent on destroying her and my spineless and buttless bitch ex-fiancé. I was beyond furious at this point, thus I started scheming on how I planned to drag them down. I talked to my grandma about it, but she convinced me not to do so and that I should just leave our hometown for a while to take a breather and take some time to heal myself, etc. After weeks and weeks of discussions, and I eventually saw how everything that had happened and currently happening was taking a toll on my mental and emotional health, I conceded defeat to my grandma's idea. So I left, didn't contact anyone from the hometown except my grandma. OFC. 2 years passed, and I received an invitation for our high school reunion. By this time, I've been really missing my friends and family, so I decided that it was high time to return and reconnect with my old friends and family. Everyone was surprised to see me, but everyone was really warm and welcoming. It certainly felt like I was back home. Everything was going well. I was in line to get a refill of my drink when I overheard 2 girls blabbering about how my ex's Beach was pregnant and the father of the child married man. I was curious as F, but decided not to pry about since I no longer want to be on the loop about whatever was going on about them. The following day, I met up with my favorite cousin, and my curiosity got the best of me, so I asked him about what went on when I left. And oh boy, I was not ready for the tea. My grandma always had a gleeful disposition. She always greeted everyone and engaged in small talks with anyone. But apparently, when I left she started to act differently. The happy grandma from the next door was gone. She always had a gloomy smile, even the way she talks changed. She talked about how bad she felt for me, how she was hurting so much that her precious granddaughter was going through such a rough time, how it broke her heart knowing that she couldn't do anything to ease my pain. People around us knew grandma as someone who hates to be seen as weak and helpless, thus it was truly a heartbreaking surprise when they saw grandma at such state. Despite her lamenting about my unfortunate situation, she had nothing but kind words for them. Everyone revered me and my grandma for handling the situation ever so gracefully, their words not mine. Despite all the bad blood, we took the high road. People now started treating mother-in-law and ex-fiancé differently. They became a social pariah. After hearing what both of them did and how they treated me, especially mother-in-law, most family members cut their ties with them. Mother-in-law's husband, a good man, but very timid, apparently was my grandma's student, filed for a divorce and declared that CM could have whatever she wanted for the marriage as long as he doesn't have to deal with her anymore. As for ex-fiancé, most of our mutual friends sided with me through the ordeal. X was being groomed to be promoted for a takeover as the department chief, and this was huge because if it went through, X would be the youngest chief in the company's history. But due to what had happened and the fact that his boss, my second mom's husband, was a close family friend of ours, it all went down the drain. X was not fired from his job because boss thought it would be such an easy way out, and because my grandma spoke too. Boss that firing X would be wrong and unprofessional and again playing her sweet old lady card. The Beach was caught having an affair with one of her boss. Unfortunately this boss of hers was married. The wife found out about the affair but didn't know who the third party was. Obviously, divorce papers were filed, and both parties agreed that it was a no-fault divorce. Until, the wife received incriminating evidences of both her and the boss which were sent anonymously. Grandma hired a private investigator to collect enough evidence to incriminate both the Beach and boss. Not only did the wife sue for 80% of their property, but she also filed case to have her license to be revoked on grounds of moral turpitude. As the investigation went on, they found out that her and boss had been stealing from the company. One thing people did not know about my grandma is that she's really conniving. She knows how to play that sweet lady card all too well.